Hi there. So, welcome back. It's been a while, 4 weeks to be precise. And today we are out doing a segment on a longer run that I hope to do later this year. But more about that later. So, why has it been this long? It's 4 weeks since I uploaded last, and it's been a busy 4 weeks in every way. So I'm not gonna go as deep into all the training I've done as I usually do, which is, to be fair, not that deep to begin with, but anyway. So I had, after last video where I ran the, what was it, 25k down on the little path there near the sea, I've had one super good training week, really pushing it, had both interval training and another hill sprint rep session, and not too long run, but still a very good run. When I actually was a little sad that I didn't bring the camera for it because it was pretty scenic and nice. So, but hey, that's just an excuse to return there. Week 2, I knew at the end of the week there was a party for my daughter's birthday thing, and that sort of did a little dampener on things. There was a lot to arrange, a lot more to do than usual. I just made a wrong turn. How can it be this way? It doesn't make any sense. Okay. Anyway, so party week. I think I only got out 3 times maybe instead of the usual 4. Good interval session in the beginning. Very nice running in a spring forest at the end, but not that great. The following week was meant to be sort of slowing down a little bit, and so was the party week actually. So far so good, because I had a race scheduled, a little 14k run, and it was very nice with my mother participating, and it was sort of like in a safari park where you drive around inside in your car, and then in one of the areas where there are no sort of actual wild animals, but, well, they're wild animals, but not dangerous animals, they may put in a 7k loop. So I tapered for that, and then it was a fine race. I had slept poorly all throughout that week of the race, so that is week 3 here. I had my lower back had been in pain, so actually it ended up with the only run I did that week was the race. And even though I had intended to taper and take it easy a little bit, I didn't mean that easy. And come race day, I pushed hard, and I only managed to do, I stopped after the first lap, so only did 7k. Did it in a respectable time though for me and my current fitness, but just that, warmed down and said, okay then. I literally had the back pain throughout the week, and it only just subsided the day before, and it is mostly gone now. A little bit, but so this week was the week where I was meant to be like, oh, I'm back training. Everything is fine now. Had a run Monday, felt kind of bad. Skipped Tuesday, ran, I don't think I ran until Thursday, where I did, maybe Wednesday, huh? Oh, anyway, I had one good trail run, not too long. So as I set off on this run, my total mileage this week is just like 13k or something like that, if I remember correctly, maybe a bit more. But so that's sort of the background for this run. Going in, want to do ideally like 20k, but let's see. But otherwise, I mean, I am of course going to show you a little bit of scenery as I always do, but otherwise my plan for today is to spend the one sort of pondering what it means to be consistent as a runner and what I've learned about consistency, and hopefully share a little bit of that with you. And if you have any great consistency tips as I go, or you just think I'm straight up wrong, then do pop me a comment down below, because I'm not an expert. I'm not a coach. I've been running for, I don't know, 12 years, but I'm self-taught. I don't know anything. I've read a lot of books, but yeah. But for now, let me get a few more kilometers in, and you can see a little bit of the scenery I'm running in, and then let's start up on this consistency topic. See ya. So, just about 5k in, currently climbing a hill, but it's certainly a slow day today. So, consistency. For me, I think more than anything, it is the key to both remaining a runner, to actually get the habit stuck, and it's the key to getting better at it. Even if you don't want to be better, if you just want to stay there, you got to stay consistent. And perhaps the most important part is a topic on its own, which is motivation. But maybe I'll deal with that in another one of these talky runs. So, is that a segment name? Maybe we'll call the episode this, I don't know. Consistency is about being accountable to yourself more than anything. You make an agreement with yourself, and I mean, if you can't hold agreement with yourself, how can you even do it with other people or expect them to do it with you? So prioritize yourself, because that's the other bit. And also, make sure the goals you set for yourself and the standard you thereby hold yourself to is a realistic one. Doesn't mean it can't be ambitious, probably should be, but it shouldn't be overly ambitious. Like if you're currently lying on the couch thinking, well, if that scrub can run 4 times a week, then so can I. I'm just gonna Google up a marathon plan that tells me to run 6 times per week, and in 12 weeks I'm gonna run a marathon. That is ambitious, but it's probably not realistic. So, steep hill. So think about that. I usually tell people that they should aim, when they start running, they should aim for 3 times a week. In my experience, that is what is needed to build up your body to be able to run. If you do a lot of other exercise, then once you have a certain shape, you can probably dial back to 2 if running is not your primary thing. But you probably do want to, as long as you still aim to improve, to do 3 times per week at least. For the 12 years I've been running, I've only run more than 3 times in like 2 small periods. One was back in 2015 when practicing for a half marathon, and that led to my half marathon PB. And the other is just recently, where I've really been trying to get that 4th run in, and I don't know if it'll stay because I'm really struggling with energy. So maybe it'll go away, and I don't know. You can also have in the 4th one as optional if you want. That can work. Just don't make every run optional for yourself. Go out there, tell yourself, well, even if you feel bad on a given day, well, obviously not if you're sick or something, but just like a little under the weather, low on energy, it's been a hard day or something, just tell yourself it's fine. A session can be 10 minutes. That's fine. 10 minutes running is a lot better than 0 minutes running. And in fact, 20 minutes running is probably not twice as good as 10 minutes running. The first, going up, getting your body into the zone, teaching it to start to work, that's what matters. And run easy, especially if you are either new or you think you're prone to injuries or you had experience with injuries in the past. Go easy on yourself. I've done almost all my training in the last 8 months or so at a very easy pace. And I've now decided that I want to be faster, and then I want to do like fast intervals and so on to raise my top end speed. But essentially, when you saw me last time, went for 3 hours straight, 25k, that was based on running very easy. And that's what enabled me to do that, not any of the other stuff. The endurance comes from the easy running. And the easy running is much, much more gentle on your body. So, my consistency tip was to plan a number of runs per week, stick to it, remain accountable to yourself. Go short as you have to. So, let's call that tip 1. Tip 2 is a different kind of goal, because just making sure you get out and run, that's what you would call a process goal. And in many ways, that's the most powerful goal, hence tip 1. But there's also goals, or result goals, I think they're called. And that's something you want to achieve, that your process is hopefully driving you towards. So for instance, this run that I'm running today is actually working very directly on my result goal. This is Bikepath 69. It's about 41k, so about marathon length actually, bike path that sort of loops around Copenhagen. And I have set myself a target to eventually run this, and I hope to be able to do so before the end of this year. That obviously requires my training to go well, and the main thing there is the consistency. So today I'm running a segment on this. Since I have to do out and back because I'm alone and I have to get back to the car, I'm doing a 10k somewhere in the middle, turning around, 10k and back. And this has helped me familiarize myself with the trail, so I know maybe where do I want somebody to be ready with a bottle of water or something when I do the race. I don't get lost during the race, and perhaps most importantly, I get a little taste of why I'm doing all this. And the result goal is obviously not everything, but it helps me at least. So that's why you saw me stand in the beginning by a sign that said 69 and a bike. Okay. Consistency. Tip 3. So, work on your commitment devices. So, what is a commitment device, you say? Now, you guys, you're a part of mine. So, one of the reasons for me that I do these videos is that having to produce a video every 2 weeks, you can see that fails sometime, but it's a goal, it's something to do. I feel responsible to whoever's watching this, that they might want to watch the next one. But even more importantly, I feel responsible for something that I said in public that I want to do. So now I said in public that I want to run 3 times per week, maybe 4, probably 4. See, I'm a little bit shady on that, but I also told you about my result goal for this year, and that's it. But now, I'm not saying that all of you need to create a YouTube channel, or as in my case, force yourself onto somebody else's. But what I'm saying is, you can commit more or less in public. Perhaps it's to a friend, perhaps it's to a spouse, somebody who shows some kind of interest in you, your health, what you do. Tell them, I've decided to run 3 times per week. That's a start. It's not everything. After a week, come back to them, say, I did it. After 2 or 3 weeks, come back and say, I kept my goal for 3 weeks. Treat it like a streak. Gamify it if that works for you. In a long period of time, my way of showing my commitment and following up and keeping me honest was I had a training plan in a spreadsheet, and every time I executed it, when I came back, I changed the background color of the cell in the spreadsheet with the workout. And whenever a week was done, and I yet again managed to color in all the cells I had planned for that week, I took a screenshot of the spreadsheet and I shared it in a chat group where I had a lot of family members in. And they were supportive and was like, well, good going. Glad to see that you keep going. Whatever it is. Put it on Facebook if you think you are on Facebook, first of all, and the people who follow you on Facebook are the kind of people who would do that. It's not bragging. And I think we all seen these people who fitness brag. And nobody wants fitness braggers. Well, I don't think so, at least. But that's not what it's about. It's about saying, I'm proud of myself, and I'm doing this to stay honest. I have deviated from this bike path. I think there's ice cream up here. And I could really use that. So let's see. I ran near here, it's not too far away, and I'm pretty sure I found a shop here. So let's see. So I found it. No ice cream, but a nice cold Coca-Cola. I sound like a commercial. And normally I'm sugar-free, but I'm figuring I'm now at the halfway point actually. So like 10.5, 11K in. Yeah, I can take the sugar. See you on the other side. Hey, about 15K in now. A bit tough getting started again after the whole soda break and navigation adventures, and I got lost and off the trail, and I was like, this is not a bike path, and it turned out it wasn't. However, this is, well, it's a gravel path, but I mean, it's actually surprising some part of this where I was like, you call this a bike path? That's for mountain bikes only. But who knows? At least if you have like a thin wheeled road bike, I don't recommend Bikepath 69 for you. Wouldn't recommend. Anyway, consistency. That's what we were talking about. And let's recap. Maybe I'll just use the recap, who knows? Maybe I'll cut the recap because when I actually have it in the video, it's just 2 minutes ago since I did this, but in reality it's like 30 minutes, so who knows? So, make a plan. Have your process goal in place. So, you get out 3 to 4 times a week or more, whatever suits you. 2. Set yourself a result. This is much less important than the process goal. So yeah. Step 3, commit publicly. Tell people you're doing it. If you're not the like introvert sort of person, or you know, just not one of those screamed out on social media kind of people, just do it to a friend, to your partner, to whoever. So that's the summary. And I think more than anything, that is that. However, you also need to know when to not be consistent. So don't run if you're injured, especially not if you have a major injury. If you don't know if it's safe to run, then probably don't. If it hurts more than like 3 on a scale of 1 to 10, don't run. If it's less, you can, but it cannot become worse over time. If it does, you need to stave off. Oh, echo. Haha. Sorry, 15K in brain. I'm sorry. But if you're sick, like I'm a little bit now, below the throat, don't go out. Above the throat, go out if you can. But be careful and make it light. Which for me, apparently, is 20K. I'm going very slow to be fair though. So, I guess that's it. the whole roundabout way of having to go get the Coke just probably cost a few kilometers in this. So thought it was going to be 20, maybe it's 22. Let's see when we get there.